Psychedelic drugs could soon be used for medical use, easier to access after the president signed a new executive order last week. And we found some people in Florida who are already using psychedelics and say they're doing so legally. Gulf Coast News investor Evan Dean takes you inside a retreat where people say the psychedelics are spiritual.
In South Florida,
bringing in the spirits, man.
There's a place people go, an experience they have, that they say not only changes their life, it even saves it.
It felt like almost as if I was a warrior battling the enemy inside me.
I've seen people come that wanted to die, people that were hopeless. And, you know, years and months later, they're thriving.
I was losing my mind. I had become so physically and mentally incapacitated that it was almost hard to leave my own home.
Bryce Broyles spent 16 years as a firefighter paramedic. The smile here hid a darkness beneath. What he'd seen, what he'd lived, was starting to consume him.
Seeing the death and destruction, the chaos, to a point where I couldn't even get out of my head.
Desperation eventually led him here to the Sacred Warrior Fellowship in Fort Pierce.
And I think people they want that healing. They want that connection.
Susie Buckley is one of the founders. What started as a nonprofit to help veterans using psychedelic therapy soon formed into a church that hosts monthly retreats.
This destroys the ego, and you get right down into yourself, and you're able to look at some trauma you might have had in a different way.
We're able to perceive this eternal state of being.
Teresa Noach is called the High Priestess of Sacrament and leads the ceremony. After clearing the space, they take several of what they refer to as sacraments. That includes a tobacco that's given through the nose, a liquid made from plants that's dropped in the eye, and eventually psilocybin, which is in the mushrooms that they eat. The psychedelic experience happens here and lasts some 6 hours. They asked we not film after a certain point to protect the experience of those taking part.
Matter begins to shift, the body begins to change, the mind begins to change, it begins to line up with what's happening energetically. So,
the Sacred Warrior Fellowship is part of a rise in psychedelic churches in recent years. New research reveals there are hundreds now in the U.S., but with the rise in popularity has come a rise in scrutiny, too.
how can you call yourself a Christian if you're doing this? I absolutely was called, all the things. We have some friends that think that this is like the devil's work.
The main controversy is the legality of it all. Psilocybin is illegal in Florida and on a federal level. Psychedelic churches argue the First Amendment, the freedom to exercise religion, protects them, and a few groups have won legal cases. The group here insists they are not just forming a church to expose a legal loophole.
Well, and a lot of people do it just because they want to do mushrooms, but we do it because we truly, truly believe that these things from the earth were put here by God to heal us, and we use them as a sacrament.
To some degree, opinions on psychedelics are shifting. Just last week, President Trump signed an executive order directing his administration to speed up reviews of certain psychedelic drugs, including psilocybin. It's a step toward easing restrictions on the drugs for medical purposes, including for severe depression.
Today's order will ensure that people suffering from debilitating symptoms might finally have a chance to reclaim their lives and lead a happier life.
These things have been called medicine in the forest forever. They have never not been medicine.
It was almost as if I was walking on clouds in heaven.
Bryce Broyles went through the ceremony a few months ago and says it's helped both his anxiety and depression. This time, his wife Allison is taking part. While it may be hard for people to describe what exactly they experience, Broyles says what is clear to him is how it changed him.
I was so stuck in my head that, I was living in my own cage, and it freed me from that.
Interesting story. I'm glad that it seems to be working for them, but are there any side effects, any risks?
Yeah, so the most obvious side effect is nausea. When we were there was a guy who did get sick after taking that tobacco up his nose. More serious concern, though, the church says, is that if the mushrooms are combined with certain medications, it could increase the risk of seizures. During the experience itself, there are people on hand to watch those taking part. The church says they are trained. They insist this is safe.
But you are taking a risk when you do take it.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, and you know, you're also opening yourself up to some opinions of others, right? But at the end of the day, they believe in this and they say they're not concerned with what anybody else thinks.
Very interesting story. Thanks,
you.
Evan.